How's it going? My name is Brody Marino. This is my Integral Youth Services grant proposal PowerPoint. I decided to write my topic for a local Klamath youth shelter called IYS, Integral Youth Services. And so, getting into this, the reason that I kind of chose IYS is that I'm kind of a firm believer that people can kind of do whatever they want if they put their mind to it, and they're in an environment that they can do so by having the needs that they need, such as nutrition, um, support from their friends and family, and stuff like that. And that's kind of the same morals and values that IYS has. So I found it really easy to kind of want to partner with them and write this grant proposal project for them. Again, the youth, and then another reason is that the youth is kind of the future of our society. I mean, they're going to be the next generation, and taking care of them is going to be very beneficial for the future just of our world. Yeah, and then again, we held very similar morals and values. So, kind of the highlights of my grant proposal project was basically the implementation. So they hold this program called the Summer Lunches Program now. It's in place now, and it goes through, I'm pretty sure, like June up until August when school starts. So it's kind of when the kids get out of school to when they go back to school. So I kind of wanted to expand on this because it's definitely a big hit in the IYS program. So I kind of wanted to expand on this and be able to offer more lunches. So what they do is they offer lunches throughout. I think last year they did about 20,000 local lunches to kids of all different ages. So I kind of wanted to expand on this and do more lunches and just improve the lunches overall by adding better food for them, more food, and so on and so forth. And so I kind of wanted to have this addition of a winter lunches program, so that way they're getting supplied nutritional needs through the schooling months as well, and not just over the summer. So that would start in around November of 2024, so right around Thanksgiving time. Hopefully, more donations would come in during that time because people are feeling happy for the holidays. But that would run until November up until February, so all the way kind of through the winter months of the year. So that would cost around in my grant proposal. The grant proposal itself, or the grant itself, is around $250,000 minimum. So I would allocate around $200,000 of that specifically to this winter and lunches program, just in food, just in buying food and the distribution of it to the kids in the area. That would leave around $50,000 for the development of their after-school programs and clubs, and as well as their developmental programs, which are like counselors and therapists that talk with the kids and develop them. Kind of kids who enter the program are obviously troubled youth, not just homeless youth. So there's a lot of development that can happen there to help them work through some of their situations and supply them kind of with skills that they would need for the future. So that would be the aim with the extra $50,000, is just kind of to improve the clubs by adding more of them. Say they want to add sports programs, they want to add art programs, cooking programs, so on and so forth. Kind of whatever the kids want to be implemented, we could survey them. And then for the developmental programs, just offering more programs, getting more therapists, more counselors that are able to talk to these kids and develop them further, so that way they can handle their situations and go forth in life in a better spot than when they came in. Kind of the need for implementation. Why we need to implement this project is that based off some statistics from the Census Bureau, Klamath Falls actually has a 22.1% population that falls into the poverty bracket. This means that a lot of the kids struggle from this as well, because if their parents are in poverty, that means that they're not getting as much as other kids in the area. They're struggling with nutritional needs. There's obviously many problems that come with poverty in and of itself. And again, the prices of everything is going up. Gas prices are going up. Food prices going up. The cost of living is through the roof right now. And so going into next year, in the beginning of the end of this year and into next year, I just want to try and help these kids with their baseline needs as nutrition, just making sure they're fed, and making sure that this economic crisis we're going through is not going to affect them on a nutritional standpoint, and as well as developing them just from a skills and personal and situational standpoint as well. So kind of a reflection of the grant proposal project as a whole. Some of the challenges I faced was the tediousness of actually planning out every single detail and route of implementation that you're going to take during your project. You need to be very specific. Everything needs to be laid out. It needs to be crystal clear to the grant proposal providers, the grant providers, as well as the organization you're writing for. You need to make everything clear and precise as to what your project is, how it's going to be implemented, and how it's going to be carried out when it is implemented. So that was definitely a challenge, making sure that everything was crystal clear to the people at IYS and the people at the grant association. That way, it's much more easy to persuade them when you have your facts in order and you have everything lined up and you have something that they can follow as they're reading it, and they can see your thought process and your plan unfold. So kind of some new knowledge again. They kind of spilling into the next section. Some new stuff I learned is to actually be well educated enough on your topic to sit down and actually plan it out to the finest detail. That was something new that I've never really thought of. It's easy to kind of like make claims about a project, saying, "Oh, we should do this," and then it's one thing to kind of sit down and think about, "Oh, well, how are we actually going to do this?" So it was kind of a cool project to get to sit down and plan this out from start to finish, what it's going to look like, how much it's going to cost, and some challenges that might pop up, or just making sure that all your avenues are covered. That way it's a smooth implementation, smooth plan, and that way the people at the grant proposal and the people at the organization can see your plan and follow through with it, and hopefully in the end get the grant money. Again, so then I guess my last section here is just advice to future students: is picking a project that you're passionate about, and picking a project that would actually has footing and actually could make a difference in whatever you're applying for. That makes it really, really easy to gather data, gather backing, be more persuading, as people can see how your implementation of your project will affect whatever you're applying for. So if you're passionate about it and there's definitely grounds for a project to be implemented, that definitely helps you in writing the grant proposal project, because you're not just sitting there making things up, trying to piece together a project that may help or may not help. It's something that people can see. It's something that people can see the outcomes of. And if you have something like that as a baseline, it makes it very easy to structure and organize your grant proposal and kind of budget it out and stuff like that. So overall, it was a really great project. I loved working on this grant proposal. I might carry forward with trying to send this to actual IYS and see if they want to pursue it any further. But as of right now, this was just for the class to submit. But I will get in contact with them. I'll send them an email and see if they actually want to follow through. But as of right now, I just want to say thank you so much for the course. It was great. I had a great time. This was a great project. And thank you for listening.